Aurora Borealis. Sky, a limitless sea of mysterious elements that wander around in the abundant horizon, bestowing light from above as a result of scattering sunlight, which creates this enigmatic blue color perceived by the human eye. And in this vast ocean of outer atmosphere, somewhere in northern and southern hemisphere, a strange display of light catches the imagination and wonder of even the most apathetic heart. This phenomenon, called the Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights and the Aurora Australis or the Southern Lights, have always fascinated mankind since thousands of years. The auroras, both encircling the North Magnetic Pole and the South Magnetic Pole respectively, occur when highly charged electrons from the solar wind interact with elements in the Earth's atmosphere. Solar winds stream away from the Sun at speeds of about 1 million miles per hour. When they reach Earth, they follow the lines of magnetic force generated by the Earth's core and flow through the magnetosphere, a teardrop-shaped area of highly charged electrical and magnetic fields. As the electrons enter the Earth's upper atmosphere, they encounter atoms of oxygen and nitrogen at altitudes from 20 to 200 miles above the Earth's surface. The color of the aurora depends on which atom is struck and the altitude of the meeting. If the color of the aurora is green, then the atom struck is that of oxygen up to 150 miles in altitude. And similarly, if the color of the aurora is red, then the atom struck is that of oxygen again, above 150 miles in altitude. If the color of the aurora is blue, then the atom struck is that of nitrogen up to 60 miles in altitude. And similarly, if the color of the aurora is purple or violet, then the atom struck is that of nitrogen again, above 60 miles in altitude. The charged particles are shed by the sun during a sunspot activity, which means aurora frequencies are vastly increased whenever there's a high sunspot activity. All of the magnetic and electrical forces react with one another in constantly shifting combinations. These shifts and flows can be seen as the auroras dance, moving along with the atmospheric currents that can reach 20 into 10 raised to 6 amperes at 50,000 volts. In contrast, the circuit breakers in your home will disengage when current flow exceeds 15 to 30 amperes at 120 volts. The auroras generally occur along the auroral ovals, which center on the magnetic poles and roughly correspond with the Arctic and Antarctic circles. There are times, though, when the lights are farther south, usually when there are a lot of sunspots. The location of the auroral oval is generally found between 60 and 70 degrees north and south latitude, and they come in many shapes and sizes. Tall arcs and rays start brightly, 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface, and extend upward along its magnetic field for hundreds of kilometers. Most of the auroral features are greenish-yellow, but sometimes the tall rays will turn red at their tops and along their lower edge. On rare occasions, sunlight will hit the top part of the auroral rays, creating a faint blue color. On very rare occasions, around once every 10 years or so, the aurora can be a deep blood red color from top to bottom. There is still a lot of speculation about the Northern Lights and the power it possesses. During extremely intense auroral activity, parts of the world experience electronic equipment malfunctions and can suffer major blackouts. On the other hand, auroral activity can actually help electronic gears sometimes and power them on auroral currents alone, such as radios and phones. In other words, these electronics function on what we call aurora power. The phenomenon of aurora lights has a strong presence in mythology. In older Norse cultures, the lights were thought to be the trails of various gods and goddesses traveling in the sky. The images of Valkyries that protect their land prosperity. Whatever may be the mystery behind it, the spectacular sight in the sky and the science behind it is something every human being on this planet cherishes. This is